This was a great question that was asked to me in Library of Adonis. Now, I do apologize that I don't have my webcam on. I'm actually sat in complete and total darkness. So we'll just pretend you're listening to a podcast. But Chima asked me, have you found that being in a relationship/marriage increases your productivity and motivation? Or has it had a detriment to your work? Would you recommend looking for a wife during the building phase of a man's life so she's with you along for the journey? Or should you try and find a wife when you have reached a certain level of comfort? This is something I've reflected on deeply since I've gotten married. And for me, being in a high quality relationship with a high quality woman and eventually us getting married increased my productivity and motivation and desire to conquer the world 10 times, tenfold. Because as a masculine man, I used to live my life and I still live my life in a very black and white way. I see the world but in binary through numbers. But when I've connected with my wife, especially when we're living together and growing our relationship, when we form that physical connection where we can't keep our hands off each other, when we form that emotional connection where we truly understand each other, when we form that spiritual connection where we almost dedicate our lives to each other, my drive has increased immensely because this deep bond that I formed with my wife, it gave me a real reason to work harder, to accomplish more, to reach a greater level of greatness. It gave me a reason to improve myself physically, emotionally, my intellect, my skills. It gave me a reason to look better, earn more money, perform better in every aspect of life. Not necessarily because of materialistic things, because I care about money more, but because I wanted to provide for her and flourish her life and give her the comforts that she never had when she grew up. Both my wife and I grew up as children in extreme poverty. If you live in the UK, you'll understand when I say that my wife grew up in a really poor council estate. Imagine a very broken down ghetto. But since I've met her and since we've developed our love, this has completely shifted my mindset. When I want to spend my money, for instance, I want to do it in a way that also flourishes her life. She's the person whose smile I think of when life is hard, when life is tough, when I'm working very hard. And the person whose joy I think of when life is good. That gives me a greater sense of purpose. There's more to my life than just hitting targets, than just hitting goals. There's a reason behind them now. It makes me want to be more productive, not just for myself, but for her and my family and our future children. A man's life can get very stale when he's only chasing numbers. Money can become soulless if it's not improving people's lives that you truly care about. But when you invest that money and you put in this time and effort into developing something really special with a wholesome traditional woman, the satisfaction that you get from seeing her flourish really makes you want to work even harder. So as for Chima's question and anyone else trying to figure this out, should you look for a wife during the building phase of your life? Absolutely. Because having this woman who admires you, who supports you, who believes in your potential, will really accelerate your progress far more than doing it alone does. This lone wolf lifestyle can be good when you're trying to get out of a rut, but when you want to truly flourish, you can do so much easier when you have someone who believes in you, when you have someone that can comfort you. Your wife, your girlfriend, she can't build your businesses. She can't work out for you. She can't build your body for you. But just having her presence and her love and the level of potential that she sees in you will push you to reach your goals faster. Even if you're not truly advanced yet, you don't have to be at the top tier stage of self improvement or business in order to think, now I'm ready for a wife. Even if you're just starting self improvement or you're building your business or you're trying to improve your physique, having a loving woman by your side, someone that you have a truly special connection with, when she looks at you with awe, when she gets inspired by your strength or your hard work, she will give you comfort and support when life is overwhelming to you. She will help you stay on track, help you stay consistent to your daily habits, your goals. And that is something that loneliness can never help you with. In fact, loneliness will often lead you down a spiral of self-destruction and hate, especially when life gets tough. Because you don't have this purpose, you don't have a reason for working so hard. Now, this doesn't mean that you should just settle for anyone. That's not what I'm saying. No relationship is better than a bad relationship or a relationship with a bad woman. So her baseline really matters. Even if you are just at the beginning stages of self-improvement, you should have some faith in your true potential as well. So any girl that you want to be interested in dating or eventually marrying, she doesn't have to be 10 out of 10 right now, because she has to go along this journey as well. But she should be at least somewhat high quality. She should be a virgin. She should be respectful. She should be obedient. She should be feminine. She should be loyal. That is really the least you can ask for. When you think about it, that is the least that you can say a woman has to meet in order to meet your minimum standards. You're not asking for her to come from a wealthy background. You're not asking for her to be the best cook in the world or give you the best sex. You're literally just asking for a woman who has high levels of virtue and lives a soul-driven life. She sees more in the world than just TikTok or drinking or partying. That is the least that a potential partner can do for you. So she doesn't have to be perfect, but make sure that she has these foundations that will allow both of you to grow together. Make sure that she has potential to reach a better version of herself, just like you have potential to reach a better version of yourself. The more comfort that she brings into your life, the harder that you will be driven. It's like going to the gym. Which man will make more progress? The guy that goes to the gym every day and never takes a rest day, never sleeps well, he doesn't eat well. Or the guy that goes to the gym every other day, but his sleep is top tier. His rest is top tier. He eats the best meals possible. He's very relaxed. Which man will make more progress in the gym and in life? The second one, because he has this level of comfort and stability the first man can only dream of. The more that you flourish in this type of relationship, the more that she will then flourish, and then in turn, she will help your life flourish even more. It's a positive feedback loop. The ultimate dream that we all want is to have this flourishing, loving, dutiful wife. And it is possible. I am not some supreme level of man who's achieved the ultimate stage of self-improvement, of business, of masculinity. Yet I have this marriage. I have a wife that worships me. I have a wife that is totally devoted to me. So if I can do it, you can do it too. And in fact, you can do it a lot faster than it took me because I'm sharing all my insights with you. Then, as for the question of whether you should wait until you're fully comfortable in life before you date or before you marry, again, these two things don't have to be separate. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. You can still be in the building stage of your life. And as long as you have enough stability to support a relationship, you can absolutely do both. You can absolutely build your life while you are forming this beautiful connection with a beautiful woman. Comfort is really just stability. So as long as right now you can honestly look at your life and see that you have some emotional and mental bandwidth, that if you were with a woman, if you were dating her, if you're married to her, that you could, to some capacity, help flourish her life, then absolutely go pursue a relationship, even while you're working hard on self-improvement, even while you're building a business. You may not have achieved your goals yet, but you have enough time and effort and energy and positivity left over that you can take this relationship and make it something supreme. But let's say right now, your life is very unstable. You're in a hard rut. Your mental health is terrible. You're totally broke. You are addicted to video games, drugs, alcohol, laziness. You're scrambling to survive. Your health is terrible. You're not sleeping well. You have no energy. You're eating garbage. Then you are not at the right place right now where you can give this high quality woman the love, the care, the attention she needs to flourish. Firstly, this high quality woman probably wouldn't be attracted to you in the first place, because if she is so high quality, if her baseline is at this decent level, then of course she has her standards as well. Why would she want to go date or marry a man who still plays video games, who's still very lazy, who jacks off every day to midget amputee porn? She wants some level of satisfaction in life as well. That is her right. And if you do manage to date this woman, this relationship wouldn't last because your core values are not aligned. If she can't flourish, if you can't help her flourish, then she can't give you the love, the care, the attention that you need to flourish. So in this case, you should get out of this rut first. You should stabilize your life first. You should bring your life to a level where you are now progressing in your goals. You don't have to reach them yet, but you're able to progress in them. So now you have the time, energy, attention, care, comfort available to dedicate a little part of yourself to someone. So if your life is reasonably stable right now, then absolutely go put an effort into building a beautiful connection with a woman who deserves your love. Doing so will accelerate your progress twice as fast, maybe even more. Good luck.